Good evening. A 23-year-old Bonnyville man has been charged with several drug-related offenses, including possession for the purpose of trafficking. Now, on Sunday, RCMP approached a vehicle parked outside a local bar with two male occupants inside. The officer noticed there was liquor and what appeared to be cocaine in small baggies within easy access of the occupants. Now, both males were arrested and the vehicle was searched. RCMP found more than $1,400 in cash, cell phones, a small weigh scale, and small baggies used for cocaine and other illegal drugs. Now, the street value of the drugs seized was a total of $1,500. Police have not released the accused's name. Well, it was quite the surprise find in the backyard of a Bonnyville resident this afternoon. Police say they received a call from the homeowner stating that someone dropped off 3 marijuana plants. Now, the plants appear to be well cared for and quite healthy. The plants were seized under the authority of the Controlled Drugs and Substances Act and will be disposed of in accordance with that legislation. Now, anyone with information is asked to call police. A national walk dedicated to raising awareness of missing and murdered women across Canada made a stop in the border city yesterday. Now, a group at the Native Friendship Centre sat down to listen to speakers from the organization Tears for Justice. Gladys Raddick started the campaign after her niece Tamara Lynn Chipman disappeared in Prince Rupert, BC in 2005.
And find that there's more than just Tamara that's missing, and there's a lot of unsolved murders as well, and basically targeting of women and children in Canada.
This year's walk started in Nova Scotia and will end in BC in September. Raddick says they stop at virtually every community on the way.
We walk as far as we can every day, and then we stop in the nearest community and raise awareness.
The group will end their journey in Prince Rupert on September 20th, one day before the anniversary of Tamara's disappearance. Having a baby is a joyous occasion, but for some it could lead to a dark path. According to a new study by the Canadian Medical Association Journal, 10% of mothers living in larger cities experienced postpartum depression. Now, in this week's Healthy Living, Anna Stanislaw explains the signs and symptoms of postpartum depression and how to treat it.
Mama, take you up the slide?
No.
Up here? You're silly.
For this mother, she says she experienced postpartum depression a few weeks after giving birth to her fourth child, Taylor.
I started to feel withdrawn from him. I felt anger. I had lots of anger with my other children. I lost my temper a lot. I felt like I wasn't good enough to be their mother. Honestly, I felt like I wanted to run away. I didn't think that I was good enough to be there for them.
And it wasn't until Rhiannon's husband noticed the symptoms, he then encouraged her to get help.
I ended up seeing a counselor, which was amazing. She was excellent, and I needed to take antidepressants to help me get through it for about 6 months.
Medication is absolutely necessary when you get into the counseling in the early stages of postpartum depression, but if it progresses, they need medication without a doubt.
Postpartum depression occurs in women who have recently given birth or even beforehand. Dr. Saeed says there are various signs to watch out for. Women will usually feel sad, easily irritated, and will lack energy, but if left untreated, it can progress into an extreme level called postpartum psychosis. The mother may experience hallucinations, deny the child is theirs, or say the child is possessed and is suicidal. As for what causes PPD, there are various factors such as hormonal changes to a history of depression. For Rhiannon, it was when she found out Taylor may have a medical condition.
We decided to have a test done to find out for sure if it was or not, just so we could prepare. And the waiting for the results of that test sent me into a deep depression during my pregnancy as well.
And the biggest thing is finding support. So reaching out, joining support groups, talking to your friends, talking to other mothers, and for other people not to tell mothers who are going through it that's just in your head and you can get over it.
Each person has their own way of coping with postpartum depression, but Moreland says it's important to have a support system and not expect the mother to do a lot.
If people are going to come and visit, they need to be doing the laundry or dishes or bringing food and not expecting the mom to get up and serve them. If you are a single mom, ask for help, talk to your doctor.
see a counselor, try to talk to somebody. It's so important to get help because it can go far.
Hi. Say hi. Say bye-bye. Oh, yeah.
Anna Stanislaw, Newcap News.
Well, many people in the border city were out today buying a treat with a sweet cause. It's the 11th annual Miracle Treat Day at Dairy Queen. Now, all the money raised from the sale of blizzards goes towards saving children's lives at hospitals across Canada. Annika Notveit has the story.
3 medium Oreo blizzards.
The line is long behind the counter as people step up for an ice cream treat. $1 or more from every blizzard bought today goes towards the Children's Miracle Network. For Lloydminster, the money goes to the Edmonton Stollery, a place Frida Hutchinson knows well. Her granddaughter was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes at 3 years old.
They've been really good. If it wouldn't have been for them, I don't know like how she would have, or if she would have been still with us today.
And though it's an extremely busy day for the DQ staff, it's these stories that make them happy to be involved.
Stollery Children's Hospital benefits everybody knows somebody who's gone to the Stollery Children's Hospital. It does research, helps kids provide a better life for the kids.
And for these kids, they know the reason for getting a treat.
It's Miracle Day, so you donate to the kids in need.
Smarties, they're my favorite. How come? I don't know, I just like chocolates.
To keep the busy day moving along, many volunteers lent a hand to blend blizzards, including a few from Newcap.
It's the first few times it may blow up in their hands or their face and that, but after they do about 4 or 5, they catch on.
Wrong way. There we go. Oh no!
See that? That was awesome.
Another way to give is donating $2 at the till to the Children's Miracle Network balloon campaign.
It helps to know that all of this money that they're raising goes to something like that can, like it's not only diabetes, but so many different diseases that the little kids and older kids have.
As you can see, it's been a very busy day down here at DQ, and things don't seem to be slowing down. Staff say they normally close at 11, but tonight they're going to stay open until the last customer comes. This has been Annika Notveit, Newcap News.
Well, a local farm has turned to greenhouse technology and a way to farm year-round. Now, Bart Padiasic has the story in this week's Ag Report.
On average, our food is traveling 2,500 kilometers to reach our plates. And we have the ability here and the know-how here to produce food on a year-round basis.
When it comes to new farming technology, this greenhouse 15 minutes northeast of Lloydminster is leading the charge. This December, Lower Shannon Farms plans to be a 12-month-a-year operation. That's the first of its kind in the area. John Acton says they will be fully sustainable, using renewable resources to keep them running.
We're going to be using a biomass boiler system to produce all our own heat, and then we'll be developing into solar systems to offset power costs.
When it's all said and done, Acton says this farm will be able to supply 25% of what border city residents consume, saving the local economy money, especially when you consider how much is spent on imported foods.
In Saskatchewan and Alberta, we import over $300 million of just tomatoes, cucumbers, peppers, and lettuce. We have an opportunity within our own confines to produce all our local foods.
Having access to locally grown tomatoes in January is something that we've never had an option for, that we would be getting produce like that out of Mexico and far different quality that you just don't know.
Saskatchewan MLA Tim McMillan spoke at the official greenhouse opening earlier this week. He says he's excited for what this means to the area.
I think that the value of knowing the farmers, being able to go to the farm to pick up the product is something that is important to many customers, and that already many restaurants have already picked up upon this in Lloydminster.
And while Acton says the greenhouse relies on new technology to keep it running, he turns to older farm models as inspiration.
When we look back of what the original farmsteads were, they were sustainable and self-sustaining. They relied on producing all their own food to survive over the winter. So this is somewhat going back to that same concept.
Bart Pediasic, Newcap News.